joining in the fun. Deep State's grid monster on the run.
Good morning, everybody in the internet. I'm JJ. That's Dave, and this is Little Buddy's co-host, Deacon. Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the Internet Dad Show. We meet here Monday through Friday, and we talk about stuff on the internet. And if you don't like it, you can go somewhere else because I don't care.
Okie dokie. Nice to see you too.
It's not like the 4 year. The 4 years of sales pitch hasn't worked, so I'll just tell them to F off. I don't care. Good morning, guys.
That's one way to start the show.
Yeah, I know.
Raise my camera slightly.
We got a bummer morning to start with.
Yeah.
Unless Deke starts dragging some conspiracy stuff into this, but I won't hear it. I will not hear any besmirchment of Gene Hackman. God rest.
Then I don't want to hear any kissing ass of Gene Hackman either. So we might as well just skip the story.
Hey.
Because I don't revere actors anymore like they're freaking gods. They're playing and they are acting like someone else, and we think they're great. I used to love actors and stuff like that all the time, but I think they're all freaking crooked. And you know what? There's one of three possibilities why a family of three, you, your wife, and your dog all die at the same time. I don't know what those are.
Well, I was going to talk about
three
Betsy.
Possibilities of the reason they're dead.
We don't have to talk about actors, but I want to talk about Betsy Arakawa. Arakawa?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Arakawa. Yeah.
What about
She's
her?
a piano player. She died in her home, and she was found with her husband and her dog.
Oh,
Her
wow.
husband was some guy named Gene. We don't have to talk about Gene, but Betsy. Yeah, it's tragic because, musician.
No, I was just picking at JJ. Y'all can talk if you want. Gene Hackman, I like a lot of his movies and stuff. And I mean, Lex Luthor, that's iconic for us because we were little and that's what we know and whatnot. But
sure.
I'm a 47-year-old guy now. I'm not a 12-year-old boy looking at these actors. I'm a 47-year-old man that knows a little bit more about stuff that I wish I probably didn't know. If I didn't know and think all this stuff, then I would probably be like, oh, it's so sad we lost another actor, but I really don't care. And I think that's sad that I have no sympathy for these people. Me and Ashley have had conversations about that, about my lack of sympathy for certain people. And that is, I don't like that. I want to have sympathy for everyone.
I'm going to cry when Bruce Campbell dies. Be a day of mourning for me.
There's somebody out there that's gonna pull your heartstrings. That exists.
Yeah, there was one. His birthday was just the other day. Every year on his birthday, I either post on Twitter or Facebook a picture of this man, and I say, I miss Steve Irwin. That is one that I truly am saddened that human being is gone. And somebody posted under my picture. It said, stingrays live for blah, blah, blah years, and Steve's been dead for this long. So there's a good chance that stingray's dead and gone, that we couldn't get revenge. And I'm like, dude, who blames the stingray? If you blame the stingray for killing Steve, then everything Steve tried to teach us is completely lost on you. Completely lost. Steve would be so angry at these people that were blaming the stingray.
We create a list of good, wholesome celebrities. I think Bindi,
wholesome celebrities.
Daughter, Terry, his wife,
Bindi, yes, and his son. Oh man, if you hadn't watched
I don't know what his son's name is.
I know I can't remember his name.
Bindi is the daughter. Terry's his wife.
Jack.
Watched so much. Is it Jack?
Jack sounds right. That sounds right.
Yeah, I believe you.
He's very much like
I miss guys like Roy Clark. They got in their lane and they stayed in it.
Mm-hmm.
Guitar player, banjo player. And he played everything, and he was so stinking talented.
Unbelievably talented.
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers.
Bob
Ross.
Bob Ross, yeah.
Bob Ross's wife died, and he still painted.
Have you ever gone down the rabbit trail of the Bob Ross serial killer stuff?
Where he's hidden. That's where he hides the bodies. Is where he paints the paint.
He's painting pictures of places he's hidden bodies, and bodies have been found in places that he's painted, which is crazy.
That's a hilarious. That's a hilarious
It's
story.
dark, it's deep, and I'm like, ooh,
So,
this is.
I know you don't want to. Okay, look, Gene Hackman. The reason why this happened and this got in my head is because obviously I watched Superman
Right.
when I
Yeah.
was a
And that's
kid.
fine. I'm
Because
just picking at
when
you,
we
buddy.
were kids, there were like 5 movies that we could watch that we cared about. Everything
There
else
were
was
5 superhero
syndicated.
movies.
There was
And 3 of them were
those two-
Superman.
Yeah, and there was Batman 1989, and then
Get the Goonies.
well, okay, yeah, sure. You know, I went back and tried to rewatch Goonies, and I couldn't make it through it.
Oh, well,
can't
that's
wait for
because
the sequel.
you're a sad
I
human.
know.
That's the greatest movie
Dude,
ever
they're
made.
all really short.
It's
Did
not.
you know this? Like all of them are shorter than me, except for Josh Brolin.
Well, they were children. Those were children in that
today-
movie, and I
today,
know you're
to
not
this
very
day.
tall, but they're
To this day,
children.
they're all still like 5'2", 5'4". Like, dang,
Right.
they're short.
So I'm just gonna go through the list, and I'm gonna obviously you got Superman, and he's been in a ton of movies. Can I
French
just say,
Connection.
have you ever seen the Royal Tenenbaums?
Yeah.
Yes.
He got a bunch of awards for that movie, but that was one
Didn't
of
he
the
get an
early.
Oscar
Was
for that one?
Might have.
He got like
That
2
was a
Oscars, and I think that was one of them.
Wes Anderson movie. That's an interesting film, like not experiment, but like it was different cinema, and it was kind of cool that he was involved in that.
Anderson's
And then
supposed
Enemy of the State. I liked Enemy of the State. That's the one where Will Smith was being chased by the government. And his character was the only person in his Gene Hackman's crazy character of like hiding in a cage and shit was like the only one that was right.
Oh, wait a minute here. Hang on. Should he be celebrated? I'm just asking a question here, not trying to.
Good question.
I'm not celebrating. I'm
Should
just saying-
he be celebrated as a good actor when almost every single movie we remember him in,
Yeah.
he's the same character. He's the same mad, authoritative
Yeah.
boss,
Right.
He played the same character almost in everything. Had the same personality. He's not a Daniel Day-Lewis or like an Alan Rickman.
Right.
Right.
But
Gary
if your
Oldman.
movie needs a certain character, and
If a movie needs an asshole, bossy character, you're going to pick. Let's get Gene Hackman.
going to
He's
do it better
perfect.
than everyone else.
I read it this morning that he was cast as kind of the Hollywood everyman, and so for many
No.
years he was the kind of everyman. You don't think
Unless
so?
I'm not seeing those movies. I don't remember a role that he's been in where he's like the
Quick and the Dead.
I'm the happy
Hackman
best
movie.
friend,
Well, okay. So allow me to approach this maybe from a slightly different angle. We are at the tail end of movies being the cohesive social glue. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When we were all young, we didn't have as many things to watch. And so we went to movies, we watched movies, and then we talked about it on the playground or after school or whatever. And those were the common bonds across the country, not just like in your neighborhood, but like you might be able to talk to people elsewhere and we've had these things in common. And I feel like that is we've lost that with TV, where our country independently but together would watch something and experience it at the same time, and then we would have that kind of like common bond to talk about. It was always totally fake. It was always fraudulent. It never was real. It never was authentic. And the people we imagine that in these stories we see, the people we imagine that they are, were never those people. However, we did have that common bond. And I think we're getting to the end of the era where like we even have that, because, like within 10 years, you'll be able to go to ChatGPT and be like, hey, make me a movie about this idea I had. And you'll be able to watch your own movie. It'll like be able to make a whole movie for you.
Probably do that right now. It's not going to be as quick, but we could do that right now.
You probably can do it right now.
So on
you're right.
TikTok yesterday, I saw someone had created the final days of Noah on Earth, and it was an AI movie. It was crap, But I'm like, man, that's like a really interesting concept to think about, having AI create something that, I mean, we do it with movies, yeah. But I thought it was fascinating. I thought it was
No, I
fascinating.
mean it's there. Tyler Perry is doing that. I mean, we had that story last year, whenever it was, on
Uh-huh.
how he stopped building this $1 billion
Studio, yeah,
movie
that's
Yeah.
studio
right.
because
Good.
AI was going to be able to do it
Yeah,
better and
yeah.
cheaper. So yeah, absolutely. It's not out of the ordinary to think that in I, and well, you posted the article, Dave. You could bring up this article if you want to, and we could talk
Sure.
about it. But
Oh,
you
let me
posted the
mod you
article
guys.
about how they postulate that in this article that the
Oh
singularity
yeah,
will
the
happen within the
singularity.
next 10 years. And I mean, if they're thinking that the singularity is going to happen in the next 10 years, then we should be able to create our own movie like that, like exactly like you
Let me make
just
sure I
said,
got the.
JJ, within next year.
I mean, it's very possible.
Yeah.
Which means that like so the question is, how much will that erode social cohesion? We've already got massive fractures in our society. You've got the Antifa people, the political divides or whatever. But
Well,
once we can no longer bond over stories, what are we gonna
on
what are
the
we gonna
opposite
be?
side, though, I mean, certain aspects of what our society has deemed like that is is like you say eroding. There are other aspects that are building up in that, you know?
Mm,
Like for example, prime example is the fact that the three of us are sitting here talking together today because the reason all three of us know each other is why, JJ? A
oh my
video
god.
game.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you're saying
But
that the
it
next
kind of
generation no, you're not wrong. The next
yeah.
generation, the social bonds of the next generation might be
There
Roblox
yeah, well, I
or
mean,
Minecraft.
it will be a different we'll have a different one that will come
Yeah.
up. A lot of different ones than, we're the old school. I've said this for a long time, and then I read like some article about that they're saying that our generation is very unique. Ours, because our parents were
Every
old
generation's
school.
unique because every
Wait,
generation is different than the generation before. But
you're
yeah, go
exactly
ahead.
right, but in this aspect, we're more unique than anyone else and than any other generation because our parents' generation was born and raised in adults and whatnot before the internet got here. Our kids are complete internet. We were born and raised in the old ways, and by
Yeah.
our 20s, we had to learn these new ways and we've had to adapt to these new ways and even in through our ages, Bronze Age,
Mhm.
Industrial, it hasn't been that dramatic of a shift in one generation, and we are that generation. We've had to learn this. Oh, my parents used to sit down at dinner at the dinner table every night, and we would do that and turn off the TV, and that's what we'd eat.
We still
And
do it.
I'm
Yeah.
lucky to get us to stand in the freaking kitchen with all of our plates all together to eat, because we're all so busy and running. So there will be different ways that people do that. And I think one of them is like video games.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong about that. You're probably not wrong about that. It might
The
be
video
that the
games
only
next are
thing
going to
that
be
holds
immersive, though. Like our video games are not immersive. I was talking to a buddy about, the is it the meta, whatever the thing that you put on your hand,
yeah.
you've got the, yeah,
I
and he
just
was
put
talking about
on one of
playing the
those.
Batman game.
Yeah, I just put on one of those for the first time over the weekend at my buddy's son's birthday party. I'd never put one on, a little Oculus or whatever it was.
Yeah,
And
Oculus Rift.
you can actually see other things,
Yeah.
in the background, but you had these two, it was like my two screens right here. Two
Hmm.
screens that pop up there in front of your face. And they were saying that you could get to where you can reach up and do this with it. So if they've got that, it's a matter of time before, 5, 6 years before they're an option in this right here.
When everybody has one, though,
Yeah.
that's what I want to get is when everybody. That's how all kids are gaming, not just some
Yeah,
kids.
that's what I mean. You go to the
Right now, it's
the optometrist and you're going to be like, I want anti-glare, anti-scratch and AI put in my lenses.
so the G1 glasses. Do you all remember when the Pebble Watch came out? It was
Uh,
like the first smartwatch. I actually had
Uh
one, loved it. It was a e-ink display. It went for days. And now you've got, of course, Google did the $1,500 Google Glass. I got to try them out once, but now there's a company, I think it's called G1. They have these glasses out that are, they use a green text, like matrix type stuff. No one can see it from the outside. It does live translation. If someone is speaking a foreign language, it can translate for you on the fly and you can see it. It works as a teleprompter, which I'm really, really interested in because I do a lot of speaking in public. And if I can have a teleprompter right there, dude, that's fascinating to me. That's absolutely
Oh,
great.
yeah.
If it is
Yeah.
No
invisible,
camera,
though,
no camera.
like
Yeah.
publicly, if people can't tell that you're wearing it, that's one thing. But
So,
I still
there's
am
reviews where a guy's like
skeptical
doing
about
it and you
people
can
really
watch
wearing
and see what
stuff.
it looks like. I would
Right.
totally do it. I
Yeah.
would totally, but it's only like
I would
it's
too.
down to $500. And when these glasses started coming out initially, they were $1,500. So all that stuff is developing. I want to see where it goes. I'm looking forward to it. I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I do
if I
have
could
that
get like a
article up, by the way.
teleprompter in my glasses, I would straight up have those in absolutely. But because of my job, because of what I do, it would make
Right.
in my jobs, it would make this a lot of things so much easier to have words on my glasses.
I mean, I can see the okay. So distantly, let me just say, right now it's either speculative or it's like it's over there, and you can kind of think of ways that like oh, I might be able to use that. For instance, like I might be able to use that for writing code because right now I got 2 monitors at my office. But if I could just like put on glasses and I have like I can look at all kinds of code and be able to cross reference stuff or whatever. Okay, I can see that being useful, but I still remain skeptical that people, especially young people, would wear that stuff and play games and stuff. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but like
You
I
are
just think
wrong.
You're
it looks
wrong.
stupid.
You
We're
are
out of
wrong.
I
touch.
think
Wait,
you.
We're out
wait,
of touch
wait
with
another
kids.
what you've only got another 7 years. You
I don't
don't
think you
have
have
very
that.
much longer.
You don't even have that.
Yeah, I don't even
The
think
age is
you got
getting
that.
younger and younger and younger.
Yeah, it is. My
I just
youngest is 13 and my oldest is 20. 20
Yeah.
fixed to be 21. Oh my god.
My oldest will be 21 in April. My youngest just turned 14.
yeah, but there is a
If
powerful biological.
no, what I was gonna say is between the 5 of them, I would bet my life right now that at least 2 of them have earbuds in at this moment.
Of your kids,
I'm going to say definitely one has.
Yeah,
One
definitely
for sure
one.
has an AirPod in.
right? For sure, but that's always been like people have always been wandering around with music.
Yeah, but with like, okay, so this is what we're saying.
In
With
school.
the ease of access of certain things, these kids are picking it up a lot more than and using it a lot more than we do, and it's becoming like everyday
Okay.
thing for them.
There's a especially when you're young, especially when you're a teenager and whatever. There is a powerful biological impulse to not look stupid. It's just part of your like mating ritual design where you do not want to look like a doofus because you don't want to like ruin your
How
mating
old?
ritual.
At what grade is
Right.
Jillian?
She's in 1st grade.
Oh, okay. All right. You've got
Third grade,
another
she will
4
not be
years.
in- You've got 2 years. You've got 2 years, and it is going to start.
I think in well, I don't know how it is in Texas. In
Ain't gonna
Western Kentucky, when the kids get into middle school, that's when the big
Oh, middle school, it's over with.
yeah.
It's going to start in 3rd grade if it's not already
My wife
started.
is looking at me like, what are we talking about? We're talking about those VR glasses things. Don't you think kids look stupid when they're wearing those?
Yeah, but we're boomers too.
Boomers. We ain't boomers.
She's
Nope,
right.
she's
You're
right. She's right.
We
me a
don't even
boomer.
realize how out of touch we are.
Yeah.
I am
Just wait till
trying.
the language changes. Wait till the language
We are
changes.
actively
We can start
grappling with
saying
how out of
words.
touch we are.
Yeah, wait. No, we're not. Beak and I realize we're out
Yeah.
of touch.
No.
You are grappling.
You're grappling with it.
You're in denial, man. You are in denial.
Me and David have accepted that we're the old
No,
guys.
no, I'm not. I'm still
You are.
with it.
Isn't this fun to
Hanging
watch
in
in
there.
real time, Dave?
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think. Do I want to use the word skibbity in the conversation?
But
Under the toilet.
but okay, so that whole skibbity thing, I saw because my nephew and them are
Yeah, yeah.
and I saw a meme where it was like all these kids or all these guys complaining about the skibbity thing, and then it had Pauly Shore going, crunching on the wheeze, doing all that Pauly Shore shit. And
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, that's right. We had that stupid crap too.
We
Yeah.
did have that.
And our parents had it too.
So do you guys, I don't know what kind of stories you guys have in the queue, but I mean, I had some robot and AI stuff, but if
I've
you guys
got
wanna get some
something.
other stuff
I got a
first,
couple of
go ahead.
political things I want to get
Yeah.
at. There's one that is happening right now this morning as we speak, are live on the scene this morning with your two the internet dads. God, I almost call
Yes,
this
take it there now, Deke. Take it there now.
we have federal workers here at the Capitol Hill this morning that are staging a sit-in. Oh,
I really loved the work that we were doing, and now I don't know
you
what.
did.
And I
hang on,
really loved
let me
staying there. I came
rewind.
into USAID intending on staying there for as long as I could. I
Oh,
really
she don't
loved
tell
the
the
work
work
that
that
we
she
were
was doing.
doing. And now I
But she did. She stayed there as long as she could.
have cried every day. I think that that's normal. I have a 15-month-old at home, and I'm looking at him and thinking, well, what's this country that we're now living in?
It's get a job now and support your kid. Sorry.
Yeah. Maybe you should go home and talk to
You
your
don't
husband
you
about
don't
that.
think we all have worked two and three jobs or currently do?
Like I said yesterday, people that are impacted by this whole thing. But
I know.
there are options. Individuals are acting like, I get it. I get it. Sucks. It sucks. But there are options.
Does it?
It's will you
Wait, what
speak
sucks?
to the options?
What sucks?
The situation for an individual who I've worked this job
What
for
sucks
25
is
years.
that
Now
I'm
I'm
a
losing my
human
job.
being and this other human being is facing some hardships, and I think that sucks for that human being. I don't want the human beings, but that's a part of I've come to understand that that's a part of the whole human experience of life is that
Right.
if you live life and every single moment is happy, then you have lived a really shitty life because
So, like,
life is about the downs and the ups and the
if
in
we compare
between.
this to the jobs that Biden took away when he went into office and the jobs that Trump has taken away, Biden took
Yeah.
away the jobs and said, after he took away the jobs, and we're going to get you all some green jobs, or we're going to get you some coding jobs, or we're going to get you some of these jobs. The promise came after the fact that everything, which sucked. This time it's your job's gone. There's no promise of a job that's probably not coming.
Right.
And so, I mean,
Well, and
these are very.
you got to think this though. If they would have been a little nicer to Trump, he might have given them a different option. But since you've been an asshole to me my
There
entire
are Trump
life,
supporters that
you're
lost their job.
fired. If you'd have been nice, it would have been like, we're letting you go, but I'm going to give you a recommendation letter. This is not what it is. You've been a prick. You're fired. See you later.
No, you've been stealing from the American people.
Yeah, you've been stealing from the company.
I'm not even saying that woman has done anything nefarious herself.
Right,
However,
we don't know what she's done.
USAID absolutely was doing evil stuff. So I'm sorry, you worked for a company that was a CIA cutout that propped up political elements in other countries in order to destabilize other countries and tear them apart. So that was your profession. Oh, I'm sorry, you lost your job. Your job sucked. That was a terrible job. And some of these people need to come to grips with, like, they were a cog in the worst machine in the history of humanity. So,
but did they see that?
Okay, I don't know, but that's like,
so the guy who sweeps the floor there, he has no clue what they do.
Are we supposed to go around and like explain it to them? We have to stop the machine from killing people.
There are things that happen that we don't know anything about.
That's absolutely true. Why is it
Do
that
you
we don't know
know
things?
every aspect of your job? Like do you know what everybody does with your job? Like all the things that go on there. I mean, there are
No, I
things that
mean,
I don't.
obviously,
The church, not the church, but the church in general has been rightfully accused and rightfully guilty of some pretty heinous things throughout history. I mean, some horrible things.
that
And some
the
churches today are guilty of some really
yeah,
heinous things.
right,
Do I think all churches
right.
should be shut down? Do I think all ministers should be painted with the same brushstroke? No, not
No,
at all.
well, I mean,
But
that's
that
not
happens
usually
all
a
the
church
time.
problem. That's usually a human problem. You get
It no, there's definitely some church problems
oh
out there.
yeah, there's definitely some
Um,
organizational problems, but almost
Organizational,
inevitably,
systematic crap.
even those organizational system problems stem from bad humans, which
Yes,
which is
bad
kind of
theology
a
too.
difficult position because you really can't find any good humans, but you can definitely find some much worse humans. So
Right.
need a better filter to keep the much worse ones out. I mean, that woman, she's anecdotal, like one person,
Right.
but
And we don't know what she does or did.
I don't know what she does.
I do. The comment, though, that I wanted to work there as long as I could,
Right?
she
What does
did.
that mean?
She did. Yeah, she did. She worked there as long as she could. What was your plan for after you left there? I mean, the way she made that comment, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Mm,
Well,
Yeah.
you succeeded, lady.
You did. Way to go. You worked there as long
Old.
as you could.
No, I guess I just don't feel. You don't feel
All
bad
right.
for actors. I don't feel bad for spook. I don't know.
I have an
Spooks.
exit plan. I have an exit timeline for some of the stuff that I do chaplaincy wise, and
Guys,
I've got that.
I just.
She
What do
was
you
some
want?
loves. Look
Ruby,
at
we're not.
baby
This
Pay
is
Ruby.
attention to
this is
me.
not. This is
My
not
tail is
playtime right now.
wagging.
Look,
Playtime. It's playtime when I say it's playtime.
let's see if we could have them like it's the podcast.
Look, Ruby. Look. Do you see that
The
dog?
dog cast. I got nothing, guys.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Little dude
I got nothing.
snoring.
She's over here.
right.
She's basically like mewing. She's like, "Oh, please give me
She
attention."
wants some attention, baby dog.
Okay. What else you got?
All right.
What
I
else?
got a report straight from Mexico this morning. I'm going to minimize the my camera so you can kind
I'll
of read
turn my camera off.
Yeah, so you can read the subtitles of this. Hang on, let me figure out how to do it now.
Here, I'll turn.
No.
Okay.
No. And this is about 2 minutes long.
Okay, so a lot
Okay.
of people used to cross out of Tijuana, and everybody had to pay the cartel. And what are you telling me about the cartel now?
Now, no more cartel in the Tijuana, and it's done. No more paying the cartel.
And they used to take all the money from the businesses too in Tijuana. Everybody.
Everybody is stealing the money, stealing every.
But some of them must have fought with guns. Some of them must have fought. There must have been a shootout.
Yeah.
So there was a war,
Yes.
and the government won. How many cartel do you think were killed in Tijuana?
A lot. Every day, maybe 20, 30 cartels
Is dead.
dead.
Awesome. That's
I'm
good to
saying.
news. The American people will be happy to hear that.
In Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas, a lot are there too.
Okay, speak in Spanish. Say it in Spanish this time, what you just told me. Speak in Spanish about the cartel being wiped out.
Cartel, mi gobierno allá en México ya lo está acabando los cartel. Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas, Tijuana, Agua Prieta, dos más. Ahí están los carteles. Ahora sí, el gobierno ya lo está acabando. O 2, 3 meses más se va a acabar todo porque ese es lo que cruzan en la frontera los mexicanos en Estados Unidos. Pero ese cobran $10,000 para cruzar, pero ahorita ya no, ya cobran más o menos el coyote.
Gloria a Dios.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
That is super interesting. I would like to see some confirmation reports about that.
Yeah, this comes
so-
from Wall Street Apes on X. And the actual tweet says Mexico citizen reporting the cartel presence has disappeared in border city Tijuana. People aren't being trafficked anymore. The cartel isn't there to charge businesses to operate. Residents aren't having their money stolen. Cartel members have been killed, and residents in Tijuana are now very happy. Just a month, Donald Trump has even saved Tijuana. So I thought that one was interesting this morning. I got one more. This one comes from the great state, the great Commonwealth of Kentucky. Have you heard of that state, Dave?
I have.
Do you know of Kentucky? My old Kentucky home lies in Kentucky.
The home of Texas Roadhouse.
Home of Texas Roadhouse and not Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Used to be also Papa John's. We still got them right now.
We still got Papa John's. This was a poster found on U of L campus. We beat them before. We'll beat them again. While disheartening, it should come as no surprise this kind of vile rhetoric has appeared on U of L campus. It says Kentucky campuses, but on campuses. Yeah. So, there was. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. There was some discussions in there about, does this incite, threats and whatnot? What do you think? What's your, if you're trying to completely neutral observation on this poster, if you were to walk up and see something like that and didn't know what it was talking about, but you saw that and what would you think?
I hate freedom of speech sometimes.
It doesn't bother me that the poster is there. Like
stuff?
I would not rip the poster down.
Did you see the KKK flyers as well? These were in Northern Kentucky, and thankfully it was for Cincinnati stuff. But there was they're like mass distributing flyers for a KKK rally, and I'm just like, it is ratcheting up on both sides again.
Well, I guess
years ago in our county, there was members of the KKK. They didn't have the white hoods on or anything. There was just guys standing at a freaking red light, and when you come up to the red light, they handed you a little card, and if you took the card and it said, they were having a little meeting and blah 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 blah. Because I was like 17 or 18. Because me and a buddy talked about it, and I remember we were talking about. I was like, "Oh, I got one of those cards too. I stopped at the red light, and they just handed it to me." So it's
recruiting.
That was that was 30 plus years ago.
Yeah. Look, this is what I think. If I saw that, I would be like, first of all, okay, it's totally fine to put a poster up. That poster obviously is signaling extreme violence. They're recruiting violence. Okay. So is it any shock to me that leftists support violence? No, not at all. The leftists
Here's the next thing, though.
Yeah.
We don't know if that's a leftist poster or a rightist poster. Like, there was several years ago, there was a dude who was gay who went outside of the church that he was hired at, and he wrote the word faggot on the side of the church building. Sorry, YouTube. And there was a whole huge investigation into it, and they found out he did it. He was trying to drum up support.
Right.
And so we don't know who posted
and that kind of stuff happens all the time. You don't know who posted it, so take it down.
But why take it down? I mean, I'm for real. Like, was it where?
Why leave it up?
I mean,
you admitted that it obviously looks like it's inciting violence.
Well, I mean, I don't know where it was hung or whose property that is, but
that's public. It was a U of L public board.
But you have to have
while they have the right to post it, I think I have the right to also have free speech and take it down, or even pull it off and burn it.
I mean,
right in front of everybody and say, "Look, hey, this is my freedom of speech too."
Yeah, that's true.
All I got to say about that is, make sure, please be aware that if you are not a radical leftist, that there are radical leftists out there that want to gin up violence, and you have a constitutional right to own a firearm and defend yourself. And
You're exactly right. Are we going to go bebop boop AI news again?
Can we please? We got some couple of interesting stories here.
Tired of talking about politics, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm always tired of talking about politics.
That wasn't me. Let's do bebop boop. Where's my clip here?
Bebop boop. AI news. Beep bop boop. This is AI news.
I love it.
All right. I want to talk about this first. Guys, do you have an Alexa device?
Yes.
I'm sure you've noticed that that your Alexa device is not AI. It is like maybe smarter than Siri, but it is not as smart as ChatGPT. Amazon is revamping Alexa with AI, and they're going to start charging for people that are not Amazon Prime members if they want to use it.
Isn't a Prime member at this point?
I don't know. I feel like you have to have Amazon Prime.
Amazon, you kind of have to be a Prime member. Otherwise, just don't use Amazon.
Otherwise, if you're paying for shipping, you are dumb. It's going to be Alexa with AI is going to be free for Amazon Prime members, and it's
what a great business model that whoever come up with that idea back in the day, man, needs a raise, man, because he's like
Bezos.
You can't pay him much more than what he's already making.
Well, I mean, if he was the one that's like, what if we get them to subscribe? But that was just brilliant because y'all are right. Who's not an Amazon Prime subscriber?
I assume you guys have Amazon Prime. Don't you have Prime?
Yeah.
We've had it for
absolutely. A long time.
Yeah.
Years.
I have 2 Prime accounts. So I have our Prime account.
I was using Amazon back when it was just books.
Yeah. And it's honestly, it's a good deal. It's for as much as we ordered.
I have been a Netflix member since before they had streaming.
Yeah.
I can't boast that.
I think on another account, but
yeah. Alexa Plus is going to be backwards compatible with your Alexa devices. So I'm hoping that with this massive update, Alexa will listen to me and turn off the TV. Because right now she does. I
only have one device connected to Alexa.
Alexa, turn on the TV.
I'm telling you that
he's got his
does not.
Hey Google.
Alexa can. I have
mine came on.
Okay. What else?
I need to do something. I need to write a bit for the radio to where I
did it in church.
Alexa, blah blah blah, or Hey Google to get people's phones to. God,
I did it in church. I did it in church and had I wanted to find out what the weather was, and I'm like, you know what? And then I threw out the Q words, and phones are going off, and it was great.
That's great.
All right, I got this. Here it is. This is a story from Owen Gregorian. China apparently is plotting. This is a strange word to use. Plotting, according to Owen Gregorian, China is plotting thermobaric weapons attached to robot dogs for urban warfare. So, yeah, so thermobaric weapon like spreads out like a fine mist of like super flammable stuff, and then when it blows up, it sucks it becomes a vacuum. Everywhere that is the explosion sucks all the oxygen out of the area, and then it burns like at 2,000 or 3,000 degrees. So if you're in the radius of a thermobaric explosion, not only will you be burned alive, the oxygen will be sucked out of your lungs. So it's very horrible weapon. And it's a vacuum bomb, and it can burn up to 2,500 degrees Celsius. They say that if you're up to Yeah, 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit, 2,500 Celsius. If you're up to 262 feet away, your organs can still be damaged. So you could be like a football field away from a thermobaric explosion and still be really badly damaged. And the one part of this that I thought was crazy is this: a thermobaric weapon explosion is so severe it can destroy not only the organs, but according to various reports, it can break down bunkers which are 13 feet thick. Can you imagine if concrete was 13 feet of concrete and an explosion can go through that? That's
You
wild.
created an oven too.
Yeah, it would probably be unpleasant. So, China, what's up? Why are you sticking? Here's a, I guess, rendering of a robot dog with a boom boom on its back. Let's not do that. Why are we thinking about doing that? They're not going to use them in their own cities. So,
dude, you want to put lasers on these things and have them eat flesh to regenerate themselves.
Well,
you think an anti-gravity bomb on the back of one is any different than anything else?
Yes, I do. Because a laser shooting does not destroy the dog. That's going to destroy the dog.
Well,
you've got cruelty.
That's why we're putting them on these little cheap,
if you can
easy,
make
disposable
a zombie bot, you at
bombs.
least have a chance. You have a fighting chance of fighting a zombie bot. You have no chance of fighting something that just booms itself. And why wouldn't you just
a black hole?
Why wouldn't you just drop these things anyways? Like, why can't you just drop a thermobaric bomb? Why do you got to walk it in on a dog? I don't understand.
You can get more strategic with that.
And if you see it, it's not like you can dismantle it from a distance.
Right.
That's like the death slug. Yeah, that's like the. Yeah, you can't shoot it, or you just got to run from it. That's like the death slug. You just got to run.
I think your best chance is stairs. Like, go upstairs.
Those things can go stairs.
Yeah.
And heat rises.
But they go upstairs slow. I don't know. I don't know what you do. Okay.
Vacuum.
Robot dog with a bomb on
You
it.
need a drone. You need a drone that can pick it up.
Robot dog. Like a robot dog with a bomb on its back.
A drone that can go down and pick it up and take it straight up.
Yeah.
Not a
with a magnet.
My wife's like, turn on a vacuum, and the dog will run away. No, it's a robot dog. Not a real dog.
That's true.
And that dog creates its own vacuum.
Wouldn't it be a lot cheaper to put a thermobaric bomb on a real dog? That would be a lot cheaper.
What kind of twisted? Oh my God!
What do you think's going to happen to the other dogs that are in the area of the robot dog? They're gonna. So, I'm just saying, I'm against this idea.
Why speak it into existence?
Thank you for reading my thoughts. I was just sitting here thinking, leave it. I can
better
always count on my buddy JJW to say the thing that has never been thought by any other human before.
Well, what else? What else do we have?
Can we talk about North Korea?
What's going on in North Korea?
Oh, North Korea. They just pulled off the biggest crypto heist. Actually, the biggest heist in history.
That.
Really?
They just stole, I think it's from Dubai. Let me make sure I got it right here. The Bybit hack, $1.46 billion of crypto was stolen. That's how they fix their economy. They just go and steal. If I remember correctly, one of the times they hacked and stole money, a certain agency in the U.S. got that money back, was able to reacquire it.
Okay. As far as I am aware, North Korea is the country that isn't allowed to use the internet. So,
the country isn't, but the government does.
The government does.
And the government hires hackers. And they will pay you and train you.
Yeah,
benefit
Your,
I mean,
to
that's
another
but you have
your
to.
family gets the best of the best if you're a
Yeah,
government hacker for North Korea.
dude. And if you're the
you have
hacker that
to.
just pulled this off, whew,
You have to admit that that's a decent leapfrog capability right there. To go from like,
yeah,
you're not allowed to use the internet or read books or grow your own vegetables or
But
whatever.
that
And
definitely gives the
this is
incentive for the people to do that.
so. For comparison, the amount stolen is nearly 30 times greater than the 53 million pounds taken during the 2006 Securitas depot robbery in Tonbridge, the UK's largest ever heist. Nearly $50 million greater than what Saddam Hussein stole from the Iraqi central bank the night before
okay,
the Iraq War in 2003. This is all crazy stuff, man. These are
so
big numbers.
how much was this that they stole? It was Bitcoin.
This was the Lazarus Group. Yeah, the Lazarus Group. They stole 1.46 billion.
On Bybit.
Bybit, yeah, which is a Dubai-based exchange. And Dubai has ridiculous amounts of wealth. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the stuff in Dubai, but they have
Oh, yeah.
so much
That's
wealth
future
there.
city right
It's
there.
ridiculous. Yeah,
that's future city right there.
All right.
the
Who
cars
uses
just
Bybit?
sitting in impound, and the cars that are sitting in impound are like, oh, here's a Lambo, here's a
And that
here's
city,
a
Can I-
Rolls
that city in
Royce.
Kazakhstan, that city.
Can I
And
just
on their
say-
building that's like
yeah.
blocked off.
So the weak point with cryptocurrency has always been cryptocurrency exchanges.
Mhm.
It has always been. And the fact that so here's the way that crypto works, and correct me if I'm wrong or if I have a misconception about this. You generate your own wallet and somebody else that generates a wallet and you want to do a transaction with them, then you can send something from your unique key to their unique key. And that transaction perpetuates through the network and then resolves. Okay. Now, in order to put money into your wallet, because you can't just go to the ATM and be like, put $5 into my crypto account, you have to take real cash or a real transaction, go to an exchange. That exchange takes your real dollars, and then they cryptocurrency transfer to you the equivalent amount. When you use these exchanges, you have to basically trust the exchange with some of your information.
You're talking about Wall Street right now. Everything you're saying is describing how Wall Street stocks work.
Except in Wall Street or whatever, you can use your real cash to buy commodities or buy real physical gold assets or have real cash. You can have your cash secured in your vault, in your pocket, whatever. When you are trusting
Cash
these,
is real.
and also I will say this, stock markets and normal brokerages, like transactional brokerages, they are regulated, and they're like they can't
Regulations
afford,
a big one.
yeah, they can't. Now, cryptocurrency exchanges, crypto generally is considered a commodity, not a currency. It's not regulated the same. And when these, like for instance, what was this one that it happened to like probably 6 or 8 years ago? Something like a huge amount of money in Bitcoin was stolen, and it was stolen by the exchange that was holding it in the accounts for people. So cryptocurrency exchanges, that is always the weak point in this entire system.
But your wallet is trapped down. So even if the exchange is corrupted, you still have to get through the wallet. That's why that dude is going bonkers trying to find his code, his passphrase to find his
Yeah,
his
but
hard
that's
drive.
because that's in his wallet, not in a brokerage, your exchange brokerage account. So if your money in your investment in your whatever your currency, okay, so let me say this another way. So what I was describing before was like the digital wallet that you put on your phone. But a lot of people do crypto with like crypto.com or Coinbase account or whatever, where you don't even have the key. You don't even really have your wallet. Like your wallet is in your account on the brokerage. So,
Right.
so
So like
you
the
don't
Pi,
have
the
this
one
digital
that
asset at
we've
all.
been, the one that we've been mining, the Pi, it went
Pi,
live
yeah.
finally last Thursday after 6 years of it's going live. It's going live. And initial value sets where it's going to be worth $30, and then it was going to be worth $40, then it was going to be worth 75. Then when it launched, it was worth like 80 cents, which it's gone up to like $3 now or 2.50, something like that now. So I mean, it's going up. The thing
Mhm.
with crypto is its value is just all over the place.
Right.
And
Well,
I've got mine locked in, so I can't touch them for 3 years anyway. And I'm at like just over 200 coins now. But that's all still on in my wallet. I don't have it in an exchange anywhere.
right.
First of all, because it's not wide or mass market used yet, and it took 6 years for it to actually launch, and it launched strong, just not as strong as they said it was going to launch. But you compare it to other cryptos out there like
Right.
Dogecoin, which is what 12 cents a coin right now.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's not. It's Dogecoin's never been an expensive coin, but its
Well,
value
right.
has gone up. I bought it when it was like 6 cents a coin.
Yeah. Honestly, most of those coins, I because they're not, because they are not deflationary, where you can constantly make new ones. I don't see them holding value long term. So I don't like it. I don't know. It's in
Yeah.
terms of an investment vehicle.
I'm
I don't
sure
get
that's what people who say who have Bitcoin from like way back when.
Bitcoin is not. Bitcoin is deflationary. It has a maximum
Now it
cap.
is.
You can't. No, it always has been. From the initial design, it was designed that there would only ever be 21 million Bitcoins, and some bozos lost a bunch of them. So the ones that remain are greater
Greater value.
of greater value. So, but most of these coins have, like, you can make Doge will not hold value long term because you can make infinite Doge. So I don't get it, but I'm not a super crypto guy. I'm not surprised though that a crypto, especially Bybit, I don't even know who they are. Bybit.
I just
No,
double checked it.
Coinbase.
Picoin does have a estimated supply of 10.11 billion coins with a max of 100 billion coins. So there is a limit on what those numbers are, and that's years after the whole Bitcoin crypto stuff started.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep going because we're losing Deke. He doesn't care about coins. He's going to keep mining. Don't forget to mine, Deke.
These nerds are talking about stuff, and I don't care. I need money.
Magic money.
Give me some money.
Magic money. I'm working on it.
Oh, he's on the phone. I think he's saying he's on the
How
phone.
many coins are you up to, JJ?
I quit that after like 3 days. I was like, I can't do this.
Dude,
you can't literally press 2 buttons on your phone. It's literally the thing comes up. It's 3 because I have to hit the thing to open the Pi. Yeah. I hit the little thing to start it. It comes up a little window. I hit mine, and then the ad comes up, and I close the app. I don't even watch the ad.
I know.
I was explaining to my
that was an option.
I was explaining it to my daughter last night. She was like, "What do you got to do? How long does it take to do it every day?" So she said, "You do it every day?" I said, "Yeah, I try to do it every day." She said, "How long does it take to do every day?" I said, 3 seconds.
Yeah,
maybe 3 seconds, depending on Wi-Fi connection. I have 30 something. I went a long period of time without doing it after I started it and didn't do it. But I have 31.55589.
Which right now is worth maybe $99.
$90.
Maybe.
I was messing around in one of I do have a crypto app, and I realized the other day I've got like $20 in Bitcoin I didn't even realize I had.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep it.
What do I have?
Yeah, in Bitcoin? Well, yeah.
You have more than I do in Bitcoin. I have.
Yeah. But it's in Bitcoin, but it's really in Coinbase, which is a exchange, a currency exchange, where like I have an account and it's there, but like I don't really have it, not for for some limited intents and purposes, I have it, but really it's kind of in like that account over there, which means that while I have access to it on my account, the currency exchange has access to it too, because they handle all the transactions, which means that you can be robbed because there is a middleman. Okay. Well, that's North Korea.
North Korea stole
acted
money.
like jerks, stole a bunch of money.
Yeah, they're gonna lose it.
Well, yeah. Donald Trump might go over there and be like, "Hey, you got some of our money. You need to give it back."
Well, it was all
And
from Dubai, so
give us some.
I'm sure there's.
Give us some of your minerals too. Zelensky is going to be.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, Zelensky is going to be in the United States in Friday, and the subject of Ukrainian minerals that will belong to the United States may come up. So I know that propaganda over in Ukraine has been like, F you can't have our stuff. But, you know, on this side of it, we're like, well, you know, Putin wants to settle this thing. If the United States and Russia settle this war, then Ukraine's done. So I think. Is there anything else interesting happening, boys?
No.
I'm trying to look and see.
Boring.
Oh, did you all see that there was a dog that died over in New Mexico with its owners?
This guy makes jokes. It's not funny.
Poor dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm actually dealing with this in the sermon on Sunday. Decline of Christianity in the U.S. has slowed and may have leveled off.
Well,
can we do jokes, please?
Yeah. Hey, what is red and smells like blue paint?
God, that was quick. You got to give me a second to change lanes here. Gosh.
He's ready.
God almighty. Slow down, Oz. All right, say it again.
What is red and smells like blue paint?
Red paint. You tell this one all the time. Yeah. It's like, this is literally like the fourth time you've told this joke. Oh, man. What do you call a locksmith with a lisp? Keith.
Locksmith. A locksmith. Oh, Keith.
Wow.
Keith.
Wow.
Wow.
And I would just like to add that years later, it's been like 7 years. I still don't now know how to keep an idiot waiting. It's been like 6 years. Thank you. Thank you for getting that one, Dave. Thank you. That was a good one, I thought.
A girl once asked me what my heart desired. Apparently, blood, oxygen, and neural messages were all the wrong answers.
So we're not far from frog season. I don't know if you have a frog gig. Frog gigging's kind of a thing around here.
Yeah.
And my oldest son, he likes the frog gig. Did you hear about the guy that ate the frog the other day?
No. What happened?
Yeah, he's probably going to croak.
Oh.
That one gets a boo. That one gets a boo.
Hey, you know, I mean, real quick, this on a serious note before we leave, because we like to tell jokes before we leave. But on a serious note, all three of us are over the age of 40. And for any of the guys watching out there, when you get over the age of 40, you probably seriously need to get a prostate exam, get it checked out to make sure that you don't have any kind of stuff going on, right? And I just recently had one, and the doctor said I had a very good prostate. You know, I was deeply touched. What?
Yesterday, this this lady parked next door to me at the office here, and it was the same car that I had. First car I had was an '82 Chevrolet Citation. I said, "Hey, You care if I like drive this around the block here? Because this is my first car, or at least like it, and I love to. So I get in the car and I put it in reverse. Man, this really takes me back.
Politicians and talking heads lying left and right. You can help us bring facts into the light. Don't let your dog